Well, that was probably the toughest loss I've had in 2 years, because defense played pretty good. And it's the second week in a row we've thrown an interception for a touchdown. And the last time we had possession of the football, we fumbled. Gave them a short field, an opportunity to go down and score. So that was a difficult loss. That was a difficult loss. To the fans, I feel sorry about that. To the university, I feel sorry about that, because the guys are working hard. We just can't continue to have turnovers that's going to cost us ball games.
From an offensive standpoint, Coach, it seems like your running game is picking up progressively every week. Today, your running back had over 100 yards. What is your thought about that?
With the injuries that we have right now, we're playing 3 freshmen on the offensive line. And maybe that's why we gave up a few more sacks, because those guys, our guys, are heavy and they're pretty good run blockers. Whereas the veteran guys that we were playing with, for the most part, were better pass blockers than they were run blockers. But we tried to control the game. I think we only had the ball maybe once in the first quarter, maybe twice in the first quarter, because we went down and scored. So those guys are doing everything they can possibly do. They do not have the ball in their hands, so the guys that are entrusted with the football, they have to protect the ball.
Is it harder to lose the way you lost than to get blown out by opposition? I mean, the way you lost tonight, you guys were in control for the last minute. Is it harder to lose the way you lost?
It is tough, because had we been afforded the opportunity to punt, you just never know what the defense is going to come up with. They came up with a touchdown, so maybe they have another one in their tank. We didn't give them the opportunity to see. It would have changed had we had the opportunity to punt. It probably would have changed the way they call the game, depending on where the punt landed, stuff of that nature.
Did your man look like he was down, Coach? Dre?
Yeah, he appeared as if he was down, but I don't know. I'm not going to question those guys' call. I made a lot of myself.
Coach, you told us early in the week that you would bring in J.P. Douglas in the second half, but when he started to struggle and when the offense stalled, was there ever thought of bringing Dre back in perhaps a few series earlier?
No, not earlier, but I don't know. I think J.P. He was different. He was different tonight. He was different before the ball game. I watch all these guys, and I don't know if he was just different. Okay, he was dancing. He was doing several things in pregame, which I just didn't think that was him. Maybe I don't know him, but I know he's a heck of a player. I don't know if he was right there tonight. So I decided to go with Dre in the third quarter, because we had a couple plays called, and the primary receiver he didn't look at, so I just knew he wasn't on his game tonight. But he's a sharp guy. He wasn't as sharp, but he didn't cause us to lose the football game by no stretch of the imagination.
In the first half, your offense really controlled the ball well. You have 20 minutes total offense in the first half. How in the second half, what changed? How come what do you attribute not being able to move the chains as well in the second half?
Well, they adjusted to the run some. They brought all the linebackers up and they mugged the guys, so it made it a little more difficult to run the ball, and they forced us to pass. But I was still going to stay with the run, because defense was playing well. So I wasn't going to get away from the run and just start passing the ball. And when we did call some passes, we misfired on some things. So I felt comfortable with the way the game was going, because I felt we would be able to make something happen in the end.
Coach, is it difficult at all to waste what was a pretty good defensive performance out of your team tonight? Is that something that's disappointing to you?
Well, it's always disappointing when you lose, regardless of the type of performance that they play. When you lose the way we've lost 3 or 4 games where we've had at least 2 turnovers, interceptions or fumbles, and those are the things that have cost us the ball game. I think we lost 5, 4, and 3 points some games, and those are difficult games to swallow.
Coach, let's go into that, because with so many close losses, how close is this team to being on the winning side of things?
Got to eliminate the turnovers. We have to eliminate the turnovers. The defense, it really was a stellar performance. Of course, those guys are going to pick up some yardage here, running every now and then, and they hit on some passing plays. But for the most part, defense played, no question about it, well enough for us to win. All right, thanks, guys.